Look at the people standing at the base of this structure. They give you a real sense of the Great Pyramid's staggering size. For more than 3,700 years, this monument stood as the tallest human-made object on Earth. This animated blueprint displays the layout of the pyramid's square footprint. If you measure the perimeter of these 4 base sides, they have an average error of only 58 millimeters. That is an astonishing level of accuracy for a monument constructed roughly 4,600 years ago. When you combine that massive scale with that kind of microscopic precision, it's easy to see why people have spent centuries inventing stories about it. The world is full of theories attributing the pyramid to alien architects or lost magical technology. Archaeological records document a far more grounded reality, a relentless human construction effort carried out over a span of about 26 years. To understand the true wonder of the Great Pyramid, we have to look past the supernatural and examine the machinery behind it, the sophisticated Bronze Age logistics and project management that made it possible to build a mountain. This is Pharaoh Khufu, the man whose vision initiated this massive operation. Before a single block was laid, his engineers cut the bedrock of the Giza Plateau into flat steps, leveling the massive site and aligning the foundation directly to the 4 cardinal directions. To build the core of the pyramid, quarry workers extracted an estimated 2.3 million large blocks from the plateau right next to the site. They hammered hardened arsenic copper chisels and wooden wedges into the bedrock, soaking the wood with water to expand it and break off workable 2.5-ton chunks of limestone. This topographical map traces the supply line for the pyramid's outer skin. The brilliant white limestone required for the smooth outer casing didn't come from Giza. It was mined in the Tura quarries across the river and shipped 10 kilometers by boat over the Nile. The heaviest materials came from much further away. To construct the internal king's chamber, workers had to transport solid granite blocks weighing up to 80 tons each from Aswan. That required a grueling 900-kilometer river journey north to the construction site. Completing this project required a massive coordination of efforts. The builders mobilized the geographic assets, the transit networks, and the raw materials of an entire nation. Ancient Greek historians like Herodotus, seen here, claimed that this monument was built by the brute force of 100,000 slaves. That particular myth survived for over 2 millennia. Modern archaeology has disproved those early historians. This document is the Diary of Merer, a papyrus logbook written by a supply supervisor. It documents the daily, highly calculated deliveries of stone to the site, providing physical proof of a deeply organized, skilled operation. The thousands of workers at Giza were actually conscripted laborers, citizens fulfilling a public duty to the state. They were divided into specialized units, broken down into efficient gangs of 40 men, and then split again into smaller, precise subunits. We know how they organized themselves because they left a physical record behind. Hidden deep inside the structural chambers, completely out of public view, archaeologists found graffiti painted in red ochre directly on the massive stone blocks. These inscriptions are the actual names of the work gangs. They left behind team titles like "The Gang, the White Crown of Khufu is powerful," and "The Gang, Khufu excites love." These red paint marks reflect a workforce organized into specialized crews, documenting the specific teams who fulfilled their national duty at the heart of the project. Leaving hollow spaces inside a solid mountain of rock creates an immediate physics problem. The engineers had to figure out how to protect the inner burial chambers from the crushing weight of millions of tons of stone pressing down from above. You can see their brilliant solution taking shape as you make the steepest toward the king's chamber. Look closely at the narrow, towering stonework here in the Grand Gallery. The walls are corbelled, stepped slightly inward as they rise, to safely bridge the open gap. This geometric cross-section of the king's chamber illustrates their most robust structural defense. Directly above the flat ceiling, they built a series of 5 stacked hidden compartments. These granite blocks catch the massive overhead weight and deflect those forces outward into the solid core of the pyramid. And there may be even more empty spaces that we are only just finding. In 2017, scientists used cosmic ray muon radiography to scan the structure and detected a massive, unexplained cavity situated right above the Grand Gallery. The architects engineered structural solutions so advanced that this enormous monument is still intact and still hiding architectural secrets 46 centuries after the last block was laid. Originally, the Great Pyramid was completely sealed, but look at the difference between the massive, perfect chevrons of the original hidden entrance and the ragged, rough-cut hole directly below it. That lower passage is the Robbers' Tunnel, which was violently forced open by medieval explorers hacking their way inside. Over the centuries, earthquakes loosened the pyramid's smooth, brilliant white casing stones. Local rulers systematically carted those outer blocks away to build nearby Cairo, stripping the monument down to the jagged, stepped core we see today. As a secure tomb, the structure was a complete failure. By the time modern archaeologists reached the king's chamber, the granite sarcophagus was already broken open, and Khufu's body and treasures were completely lost to antiquity. Khufu lost his gold, but by leaving behind a permanent 6 million-ton footprint on the earth, he proved that with enough meticulous organization, human beings can quite literally build mountains.
History hides secrets. Subscribe to uncover them.